Do you enjoy doing comedy? I started in the theater on Broadway. Light comedies, very light. I mean, they wouldn't allow them these days. They would be something you'd see on television.
Gene Hackman lived his final years in isolation. However, there were accusations of a secret recording of his last message before he passed away at the age of 95. The mystery continued surrounding the death investigation of acting legend Hackman, his wife Betsy Arakawa, and their dog. No cause of death had yet been confirmed. This message, concealed in his Santa Fe home, was never intended to be heard. Only questions remained: why did he record it, what was he trying to say, and most importantly, why was it kept secret? Some believe the truth is too disturbing to reveal. Now, the world is left in shock as unseen footage reveals the details of Hackman's final message before his death. Join us in this video as we go through the details of the alleged terrifying final message of Gene Hackman. According to reports, people started talking about a secret recording left by Hackman before he passed. A plumber who went to his house said he saw an old recorder on Hackman's desk with a note that read, "Final words, private." No one knows if the recording was real, but rumors grew stronger when Hackman stopped going to his doctor's appointments and ignored messages from old friends. A journalist who asked about his health only received a blank piece of paper with the words, "Let me be." This only made people more curious about what was happening in his Santa Fe home. Some believe that Hackman's wife, Betsy Arakawa, was the only one who knew if the recording was real. Reports suggest the tape was not just a farewell but a testament in which he spoke about his life, career, and personal struggles. The timing was also strange because it was supposedly recorded in early 2024, when Hackman was at his weakest. Some people thought he made it because he knew he didn't have much time left, while others believed his home had become a lonely place where he was trapped with his own thoughts. The way things were found inside the house made everything seem even stranger. When police went in, they found an old recorder sitting among clean white napkins. When they played it, the memory card was empty. Another report later claimed a single silver hair was stuck to the bottom of the recorder. Some workers who had been in the home before said Hackman used to record his thoughts because he couldn't write well anymore due to shaky hands. Every night, he would turn on the machine and speak into it, talking about little memories. But at some point, he stopped, and it was Betsy who took the recorder away. She later told a housekeeper, "It's better this way." No one knew what she meant by that, but it made people wonder if she had erased something important. Leslie Hackman, Gene's daughter, was rumored to have a copy of the recording, but she never admitted to it. When people asked her about it, she allegedly said, "Some secrets should be buried with the departed." This made people think the recording was more than just a farewell. Some believed it was an apology, while others thought it was something much darker, like an accusation or a last cry for help. Police later noticed something very odd about the house. Every item inside was arranged too perfectly, as if someone had set everything up like a scene in a play. The dining table had two glasses with small amounts of amber liquid left in them, and the way everything was placed made it seem like Hackman and Betsy had planned their final moments down to the last detail. But was the mystery of Hackman's final recording the only secret hidden within the walls of his Santa Fe home, or did the house itself hold even darker whispers waiting to be uncovered? The alleged disturbing details about Hackman's Santa Fe villa suggest that the house wasn't just where Hackman lived, it was a sealed box full of secrets. Reports claim Hackman and Betsy made a final pact: if one of them passed, the other would follow. This wasn't a normal promise between a couple, but something much deeper and more unsettling. Betsy was believed to have controlled many aspects of Hackman's life, including what medicine he took and who he could see. Medical records showed that in the months before they died, many strong medications were sent to their home. Some of these were normally given to people who were very sick and near the end of life, but Hackman didn't have any illness that would explain why he needed those pills. This led to questions about who ordered them and what they were really for. Something even stranger happened with the house's security system. On February 14th, at exactly 5:32 p.m., all outside cameras were turned off by hand. After that, no one heard from Hackman or Betsy again. No visitors came to the house, no mail was picked up, and all communication stopped. When police finally broke into the home, they found it completely shut off. The doors were unlocked from the inside, and all phones, computers, and tablets had their batteries removed. Even the home's internet was cut off. It seemed like everything had been done on purpose, making people believe Hackman and Betsy had been preparing for something. When asked about what happened, Leslie Hackman allegedly said, "They wrote their own script. I couldn't change it." She didn't explain any further, leaving more questions than answers. The Santa Fe home stayed empty after that, and no one has tried to sell it. People who went near the house later said it had a strange feeling, and some even called it the Whispering House. There have been rumors that the house is haunted. Some filmmakers who tried to record the place claimed their cameras stopped working, their audio cut out, or they picked up strange noises. While no one ever proved the final recording was real, the mystery around Hackman's last days remained. Just like the house itself, the story stayed frozen in time, with no answers and no way to know the full truth. With so many unanswered questions surrounding Hackman's final days, what crucial details have investigators uncovered? And how do medical findings shape the mystery even further? Keep watching to find out. The sheriff's office has now revealed key findings in Gene Hackman's death investigation. Santa Fe officials have announced a press conference for Friday to share new details about the deaths of Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office will be joined by the medical examiner, the New Mexico Department of Health, and the Santa Fe City Fire Department. They are expected to discuss important updates, including medical findings and evidence taken from the couple's home. At a past press conference, the sheriff said that early autopsy results could not show the cause of death. Toxicology tests and a full autopsy were needed to learn more. Some tests were reportedly sped up, but it is not clear which ones. Officials warned that toxicology results might take weeks or even months to complete. One key piece of evidence is Hackman's pacemaker. Investigators found that the device last recorded activity 9 days before the couple was found. Many pacemakers send alerts to doctors, so officials questioned why no signal was sent. Investigators also looked into whether carbon monoxide poisoning played a role, but the local gas company ruled it out. They found a small leak in a stove burner, but it was too minor to have caused death. Police collected several medicines from the house as evidence, including Tylenol, thyroid medicine, and a heart medication. Pills were found scattered on the bathroom counter where Arakawa's body was discovered, but officials did not say what kind of pills they were or who they belonged to due to privacy laws. Investigators also took medical records from Quest Diagnostics to learn more about the couple's health. The sheriff noted that the couple lived very private lives. Their house had no security cameras or doorbell cameras, which made it harder to figure out what happened before they died since there was no video footage. Investigators are looking at 2 cell phones taken from the house. These phones might have important clues such as their last calls, text messages, or other data showing what they were doing in their final days. Hackman, 95, had been in poor health, and neighbors said Arakawa, 65, took care of him in the months before they died. People noticed that Hackman seemed to be getting worse, and he reportedly stayed inside most of the time. Arakawa was said to be healthy, but she had become less active in keeping in touch with family. Her mother, who lives in Hawaii, had not spoken to her for months even though they used to talk often. Investigators are still working to put together the full story of what happened. They are waiting for toxicology results, checking digital records, and looking at all the evidence closely. The press conference is expected to provide more answers, with investigators still searching for clues about Hackman's final moments. Could his beloved dogs hold the key to uncovering the truth about what really happened inside his home? Stay tuned for more. Santa Fe investigators first said the dog found dead in Hackman's home was his German Shepherd, Bear. Later, they found out Bear was still alive. The real dog that passed away was Xena, a 12-year-old Australian Kelpie mix that Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, had owned for years. Xena was found inside a bathroom closet, only a few feet from where Arakawa's body was discovered. Officers later admitted their mistake, saying that the first responders were not used to handling animals in death cases. While this mix-up may not change the case much, Xena's death has now become an important part of the investigation. The exact reason Xena died is still unknown. Even with this, police have not done a necropsy, an autopsy for animals, on Xena, leaving many questions unanswered. Some experts think Xena may have died from dehydration if she had been locked in the closet without food or water for a long time. Others say that without a proper check, it is impossible to rule out poisoning or something else that could have harmed the dog. Hackman's dogs are now an important part of the case as police look for more clues. Along with Xena, 2 other dogs were found alive in the home. One was inside near Arakawa's body, while the other was outside walking around freely. Experts believe that checking these dogs could provide useful clues. Some have suggested testing their blood or urine to see if they swallowed anything harmful, which could help police determine if Hackman and Arakawa were also exposed to something dangerous. Investigators are also considering whether the 2 dogs that survived had access to fresh air or water, which may have saved them from the same fate as Xena. If Xena was locked away without water, it would support the idea that she died from dehydration instead of something else. Experts have also said that examining Xena's body could help create a clearer timeline of what happened before Hackman and Arakawa passed away. One forensic specialist explained that checking Xena's body for changes after death could help determine when she died compared to Hackman and Arakawa. Hackman's pacemaker last recorded activity 9 days before their bodies were found, giving police an idea of when he passed away. If Zena's body shows that she died around the same time, it would confirm how long the couple had been dead before being discovered. But if Zena died earlier or later, it might mean that something else happened inside the home. Even with these possible clues, police have not explained why they have not done a necropsy on Zena. Some experts say examining the dog's body could be important because it may show if she swallowed poison or something else that could explain what happened. Others believe that because forensic labs are busy, police may be focusing on the toxicology reports and autopsies for Hackman and Arakawa first. For now, the mystery surrounding Zena's death only adds more questions to an already confusing case. With so many unanswered questions surrounding Gene Hackman's final moments, what really happened in the last 24 hours before his death? Could the clues left behind finally reveal the truth? To learn more, keep watching as investigators continue unraveling Hackman's final 24 hours of mystery, silence, and sudden decline. Investigators have been slowly piecing together the final 24 hours of Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's lives using clues from the scene. Since there were no witnesses or security cameras, officers must rely on the available evidence to uncover the truth about what happened in their Santa Fe home. They found Hackman near the back door. His cane and sunglasses were beside him, as if he had tried to move but failed. His body showed signs of severe dehydration, meaning he had been dead for days before being found. Experts said dehydration does not happen fast, it is usually a sign that someone has been unable to care for themselves for a long time. This raised questions about whether Hackman had been in trouble for hours or even days before he died. Arakawa was found on the bathroom floor, collapsed in a way that looked sudden. Around her, there were scattered pills and an open pill bottle, making it seem like she had tried to take medicine either for herself or for Hackman. Investigators were unsure if she had taken too much or if the pills had simply spilled during an emergency. One of the strangest details was an overturned heater near her body. Police were unsure if she had reached for it while weak, knocking it over, or if something else had caused it to fall. The way objects were placed around the home suggested that both Hackman and Arakawa had been struggling before they died. A key part of the case was the front door, which was found wide open. There were no signs of forced entry, broken locks, or stolen items, so a break-in seemed unlikely. But the open door raised another question: had Hackman or Arakawa tried to leave the house for help, or had someone else been inside before their deaths? If they left the door open themselves, was it because they were confused, or were they too weak to close it? Investigators did not rule out the idea that someone may have entered and left without being noticed. Their 3 dogs also helped reveal the timeline of events. Zena was found dead inside a kennel, while the other 2 were alive but weak due to a lack of food. This showed that no one had cared for them for days. Since Hackman and Arakawa loved their pets, this suggested that they had been unable to feed them due to their own declining health. The main question investigators kept asking was how long they had been struggling before it was too late to get help. Were Hackman and Betsy Arakawa victims of a slow, undetected poison, a medical emergency, or something even more unsettling? And could the clues left behind finally reveal the truth? Let's discover more theories behind the final hours of Hackman and his wife. Several ideas have been considered about their final 24 hours. One theory is that they were slowly poisoned either by accident or by something in their environment. Their bodies showed signs of exhaustion and dehydration, which could mean they were exposed to a slow-acting toxin. If they had been poisoned, it might explain why they could not call for help. Arakawa's scattered pills suggest that she may not have been in the right state of mind or was trying to treat Hackman before she collapsed. However, police checked the home's gas system and found no leaks, ruling out carbon monoxide poisoning. If another toxin was involved, it has not yet been found. Another idea is that Hackman collapsed first, possibly from a stroke or heart attack, and Arakawa, in a panic, tried to help him. If she was already weak or in shock, she might have taken too much medication while trying to manage the situation. The overturned heater, the open door, and the scattered pills could all be signs that she was frantic and unsure of what to do. If Hackman passed first, Arakawa may have spent hours or even days alone before she, too, collapsed in the bathroom. One of the strangest details in the case was a phone call made from inside the house before their bodies were found. A call was placed from a green mobile phone, but it ended suddenly after just 27 seconds. Police have not said who made the call or why it was cut off. If Hackman or Arakawa had tried to call for help, why was there no second attempt? If someone else had made the call, why did they stop before saying anything? The mystery around the phone call has only added more confusion to the case. Despite these ideas, some major questions are still unanswered. If Hackman and Arakawa had been feeling unwell for a long time, why did neither of them successfully reach out for help? If one of them died first, why didn't the other call for an ambulance? They had phones and could have called for emergency assistance at any time. It is still unknown what prevented them from reaching out, but the fact that they never did suggests that something else was at play. In order to determine why Hackman and Arakawa spent their final 24 hours in a state of bewilderment, weakness, and gradual decline, investigators are still awaiting toxicology reports, digital records, and any other information. The last moments of the renowned actor and his wife remain a mystery that no one has been able to unravel. Until additional information is discovered, do you believe that the mystery surrounding Gene Hackman and Betsy's deaths may be resolved with a little additional research into the purported recording? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.